Doug, happy Friday.
Hi.
Everybody, we're delighted to have Doug Baker back in the studio with us to talk about a very exciting experience, the release of his new record, and also how his phone now has developed its own artificial identity.
Yep.
Well, he wants to watch himself streaming. We all enjoy that.
I'm putting this on. I'm putting this on my.
You could turn the volume all the way up and put it up to the microphone. We'd have some great fun.
Okay. All right.
I hate it when your phone just starts to act on its own. You know, it's
So what was the question?
Well, the statement was this is an exciting time for you because you have just you have released, but now gearing up to really roll out your wonderful new record, Navigating Life.
Yes, it was a very soft release. As you know, I never said this is a release date. This is a release date. Oh, look, there they are. There they are in a big box on the porch. I guess this is the release date.
They're released.
Yeah. So when they came out, I sent them out to the people who had generously done my Kickstarter. Sent a few out like to my brother and sister and stuff like that, just because it's my brother and sister. And have sold a few through Bandcamp since then. But yeah, this is what's coming up is sort of the official launch. So we're going to do this show in January, but that ended up being at the height of Omicron.
It was a dangerous time for all of us.
It was a dangerous time for all of us. And even if I've done it, there might have been 4 people there. As a matter of fact, that was how many tickets I had sold at the time. It was 4. So we decided to postpone it. It will now be on March 13th. That is a Sunday, and it will be a matinee show at 2 p.m.
Whereabouts?
This is at the Crown, which is sort of the smaller space at the Carolina Theater of Greensboro, not Durham, but of Greensboro. CarolinaTheater.org is where you would go to buy tickets. They do have advance tickets, and I urge you to do that. You save about $5, and they won't cancel me.
Is this a matinee or an evening show? Because it is Sunday.
It is a matinee.
Okay, so
2 p.m.
This is good news, folks. 2:00 Sunday. What are you doing? Nothing. You're going to see Doug.
Exactly.
That's what you're doing.
And we had before in the pre-pandemic days, way back when, we had kind of there had been kind of a thing going on in Greensboro, at least, maybe here too, that there would be things going on Sunday afternoon, open mics and the songwriter sessions that Barry Gray and Peg Parham were doing. At the Triad Stage, stuff like that. So I think it's for the people, for the demographic, for the audience, whatever. That seems to kind of be a time.
It's a good time. Yes, people like a lazy Sunday afternoon. They just come hang out, have a little something to nosh, and get some great music. Speaking of great music, can you play us something now?
I will, but I will say that is also the day after the ACC tournament is over.
Good timing.
That's important timing.
Yeah. I didn't realize that at the time, but there it was.
So all you Wake Forest fans who are going to be commiserating on Sunday, you just go see Doug Baker.
I'm a Carolina fan, and I'm a sad guy. Okay. Well, and this kind of relates to all that because this is a song that I wrote about a year ago, and it was kind of about the first time we thought we were getting out of this mess. And here we are. We think we're getting out of this mess again.
Don't jinx us, man.
I won't. This is called Out of the House. I need to get out of the house. I need to see some folks. Maybe sing some songs and maybe crack some jokes. Get me out of the house. Maybe visit some shops, buy something I don't need. Find a cool little place to get something to eat and get out of the house. Time we went out, did all the things we took for granted. The things that life is supposed to be about. I read all my books, all the movies, gotta look. But Lord Almighty, I gotta get out. to start learning, time to start working, time to let somebody else do the cooking. Let's get out of the house. I got both of my jams, and brother, if you don't want to be in any place that has you in it, please stay in your house. Don't have the time to be hanging with fools. There's more to this than just following the rules. Do what's right for all. Just have a little sense. Otherwise, I'm fine with keeping you in the past tense. This is the point where you imagine there's a really burning slide guitar going on. I gotta get back to the house. Gotta rest my friend, so I can get up and do it all again and get out of the house. I know that it's never gonna be the same, but I can't wait to get to a baseball game and get out of the house. Get out of the house. Get out of the house. Let's get out of the house. Let's get out of the house. Let's get out of the house.
I like
By
getting
golly.
out of the house.
Yeah, I'm ready, man.
So, who was playing the smoking steel guitar, slide guitar?
Well, actually, I was thinking more of the live show. On the record, I play a solo, but it's not slide. But I will have Mark Dillon playing lap
good
steel
call.
for that particular thing, kind of doing his kind of channeling David Lindley or something like
I
that.
have to put his banjo down, pick up the
I
lap
got him
steel.
to put the banjo down, yeah. Yeah, he is playing banjo on one tune, but he's playing mostly lap steel and a little mandolin as well.
That was the price you had to pay to get him to play the lap steels. Let him play the banjo on one too.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
exactly.
fair price.
Exactly.
So, Doug, the record, where did you record this?
Either at home or in my teaching studio, which is near UNCG. I have a iMac all set up with Logic and everything, and it you could say it was kind of a pandemic project in that I didn't have all that much going on, so I had a lot of time to spend on it. My teaching, which is what I generally do in that room, was down somewhat, and I got to do something here, so I started doing that, and was just doing it for fun, just enjoying recording stuff. That's an enjoyable process for me. And then I was at the very first time we kind of started getting back. We kind of did a trial songwriter round at Doodad one night, and I did a couple songs. And Barry Gray, he will come up frequently tonight, said, "Doug, are you working on a CD?" I said, "Well, not really. I'm recording." But and he kind of looks at me straight in the eye and goes, "It's time." So,
And you have a drummer in the family, I understand?
I do have a drummer in the family. My son is, I guess he's more of a percussionist
Yes.
than a drummer. He started taking drums when he was a tyke, and there's somewhat influenced by Keith Moon, and there's a legend of an incident where he was trying to do a Moon kind of thing during one of his lessons, and a drumstick went flying and knocked his instructor's smoothie off the table.
Okay.
That seems appropriate.
Which, did not do wonders for that relationship.
So-
but
He shouldn't have been having any smoothie in the middle of a lesson.
Yeah,
Anyway.
but-
What is that?
This is a drum teacher. He should have bourbon, right?
right, and his passion ended up being drumline.
Interesting.
Really fun stuff.
And that's what he has done a lot of and is still doing. He was on the Grimsley's drumline, was captain of Grimsley's drumline.
That's super aerobic.
And he basically went to UNCG, but he spent a semester at A&T so he could be in that band.
Fantastic.
So your son Zach is playing on your record, I guess.
Yeah, so he plays cajon
Nice.
on one song.
Well, enough about.
Don't look at me. I'm busy doing things.
Well, I'm ready to hear more. Doug Baker. Doug, what do you have for us next?
I have no idea.
Okay, that sounds great.
Why don't I do
Well,
this
how
one?
about something off that album, which is so good?
Yeah, which what?
It's so good.
Yeah, I'm very. I came in here not with a real plan. I've got.
Those are our best shows when you have no set list and no plan.
I've got like basically the set list for the show right here in front of me.
Okay.
For the concert right here in front of me, and plus I've got a couple of new ones.
Are we allowed to make requests?
Uh-oh.
Ooh.
And you can say no. I always expect no.
Sure, I won't do it right now, but sure.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
Okay, you're gonna ask me during a break or
That,
something?
Well,
that is a definite maybe.
The title track, Navigating
The
Life,
title track will definitely get played.
from the album is
I
right
just
on.
saw this one. I said, yeah, this would be a good one. This is called "Been Through That." Oh, I need my pick. I need my thumb.
This one is
I'm
also
lost without my thumb pick.
in the request line.
Okay, exactly. That old cat of mine sure loves to gripe, like an old girlfriend or one of my ex-wives. Can't recall which one, to me they're all the same. Not sure I remember all their names. Lost a job once for pulling from the till. Suppose I had it coming to me, but still I saw my supervisor more than once doing the same. He walked away scot-free, guess that's part of the game. You can complain or you can moan, you can do things for which you must atone. I'll sit down with you if you want to chat, 'cause I can tell you, buddy, I've been through that. I had my own gig, I was doing okay. Wasn't getting rich, but the bills got paid. Then along comes the plague, pulling out the rug. All I can do is give this guitar a hug. Go ahead and tell me what you're going through. Son, I got a story or 20 for you. Sometimes you get skinny, sometimes you get fat. I can tell you, buddy, I've been through that. I got a girl, sweet as can be. I thank the Lord above, she puts up with me. I'm just an old man, I ramble on and on. There's a few things in life you can depend upon, and we all gotta do what we gotta do. Believe me when I say you're gonna pull through. You can complain or you can moan, you can do things for which you must atone. I'll sit down with you if you want to chat, 'cause I can tell you, buddy, I've been through that. I can tell you, buddy, I've been through that.
Nice.
You know what that song felt like to me? It felt like a Cat Stevens song.
Okay.
It felt like that because he does a fair number of songs that convey the universal while still being very pointed and poignant. Not in the voice, like your voicing is very different, but just the theme and the feel of that song. Mm-hmm. Maybe it was just me, but it felt very much like that.
I get exactly where you're coming from with that. That makes a lot of sense to me.
That's what I get out of Doug Baker's music generally, is that it's feel-good music. And I don't mean that in everything is a happy song, but it's universal is the word you use. And I think universal kind of fits there. Everyone can feel these feelings and can understand what the song is saying. And it's and it might be a sad song, it might be a happy song, it might be talking about something super painful, but it's always, you know what, I've gone through that too, and I know this feeling, and I can share this with you.
So when you write songs, Doug, as a general rule, when you compose, do you prefer to zoom in or zoom out when you're communicating with the audience?
That's a good question. It's a really good question, because on a newer song, I sort of debuted a couple of new songs at a church service last week. And Rosser, my girlfriend, had not heard them before, so I played them for her at breakfast before I went to church. We talked about one of them being to her where my transition from the personal to the universal, so to speak, was not as smooth as it could have been. So it's a pronoun thing.
Yep.
And we kind of worked on that. So it's a good question. And I mean, so much of what I do does come from the personal. Mm-hmm. And it may be several rewrites in before I get into, well, this will be better if I pull out.
Yep.
And make it more universal. I mean, that's probably where that happens most often.
Yep. As writers, I think we get that critique sometimes. I don't know where Kirk is with that, but I know sometimes I've been told, dig deeper, Kim, zoom in and show us, because we're not connected. And then at other times, I've been told, now let's zoom out, because now it's so close that no one can see what you're doing.
So you kind of have to have both in the same song, right?
Sometimes, or it depends on the song. I don't know. Yeah. What kind of feedback do you get with that, Kirk?
Well, for me, it's, as Bob said, it is the song or the story driven. I tend to these days, or maybe I always have, let the story sort of write the song, or write the song collaboratively with the story, and depending on how that story evolves and where it goes, sometimes it focuses in, or sometimes it pulls back. So that's the way it is for me.
And it works.
Well, I'm always ready for another Doug Baker story.
Okay, well, as requested here, this will be the title song.
Woohoo!
This is one of those, I mean, I have a few songs that I was like, oh, that's okay. I didn't hate them, but it was like, all right, that one's all right. But it seemed to resonate with people once I started playing it out. This one I knew had some depth to it, and so much so that it became the title song. I mean, there were 3 or 4 titles I was flying around for the album at one point, but this one seemed to sum it all up. So this is, and I'm not going to do it tonight, but I've even changed the last verse a little bit, because I had one of my closest friends from high school into college years pass away in November.
I am sorry.
I kind of altered. He was very much on my mind when I was at a certain songwriter circle, and I switched a few things around to make it a little bit more about him. All right, but this is Navigating Life. This is the one, by the way, that Zach plays on and that Barry sings on.
Yes, it is.
So, and they are both participating in the show. So, here we go. Making mud pies every summer in my grandma's backyard. chasing lightning bugs with my cousins till the night made seeing hard. Playing was our one concern. We had no sense of strife. We were kids navigating life. Teenage years come raging, make you question all you know. New friends come forward when old friends find somewhere else they'd rather go. Looking for where we belong, trying to find our tribe. We were still kids navigating life. We all make our choices on where we'll take our stand. Lawyers, poets, scientists, and teachers, we're singing with a band. You shouldn't fear the future, and you shouldn't mourn the past. You need to live each and every day as if it was your last. Old friends don't come around much anymore, and so many of them are gone. Some sit and wait for the end to come, and some of us still soldier on. Don't underplay what you have done. You've endured and you have thrived, and I'm glad you're still here navigating life.
Hey.
Doug Baker with the title track from his record, Navigating Life. Doug, that was a really interesting thing happened in that song I'd like to ask you about. We had our standard approach where, I guess, verse and maybe what you might call a chorus, but then in the middle you went to a bridge part, and then you followed that with an instrumental, and then you went back to the bridge part before you reverted back to the just a really cool structure. And what did that just happen automatically?
I
or
realize it's kind of different. It was
it was very effective.
because I had like more words that kind of seemed like they wanted to be in the bridge, and I was kind of playing it through because generally you do the bridge and then you go to verse 3, right?
Yeah,
That's the general thing, and it was like, no, not quite ready for that. Now the instrumental part, which is a guitar solo on the record and will be a mandolin solo on the show, electric mandolin, I must say.
Sweet.
It was like, okay, there needs to be I need a little something there, a little break there. So that's where that is, and so I brought it back to the C I brought it back it's an E. Brought it back to the one chord, so I can go into the bridge from there. So,
I just love that. I'm not sure I've ever heard that before, that approach, and just really, really interesting.
yeah, and they're short. I mean, it's just a 2-line bridge, so let's do another one.
But in songwriting, those are the kind of when songwriters are in a circle, for example, and you are part of numerous songwriter circles. I always found your suggestions very helpful because you give small tips that are manageable to people, like what Kirk is saying. You do a unique bridge, and then you circle back on it, and it makes the song your own. So things like that are super helpful for songwriters.
You don't have to be formulaic. You don't have to follow the rules. You do what sounds right.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and sort of like Kim, you're a teacher, so part of this. This is definitely part of the music teacher thing. When you stop someone, and they may have done 80 things wrong in playing the song, playing their little 16 measure guitar piece, but you only tell them one at a time.
Oh, yeah. And you sandwich it with here's what I heard that was positive moving forward.
Exactly.
And here's something for you to think about and grow on.
Yeah.
And people
that
open to it.
I would say, it's like I'm not going to give, Dean Driver or somebody, okay, here's a list of 5 things that you need to do. I mean, and I say Dean because the other thing I was going to say is that when I go to circles, Dean is one of the people who I want to say something.
Yeah.
Because he always gives spot on.
Yep.
These songwriter circles are interesting, and I was fortunate to lead some and participate in others for a number of years now, and still have not been out to the one at Doodad, but hopefully now that we get back to normality, I'll be able to do that. But there is this tendency of the more experienced songwriters and you alluded to it, Doug, to think this is a time for critique. Well, no, this isn't Nashville, and we're not writing. We're not writing a formula. And what you find out is that these newer novice songwriters, it's so fragile what they're doing. And the main thing you need to, you can give feedback if they request it, or down the line once you get to know them better. But it's so easy. Maybe this has been really hard for them to come out and share this song, and it's so easy to break that little bit of confidence. And so I think it's communities like a Doodad or
Style Circle in Winston-Salem. And Jack Gorham goes to it. William Neesmith goes to it, and they've gotten something out of it. But it's like the other thing you're talking about. They've all got copies of the lyrics, and they're all scrutinizing.
Yeah.
And they pick it apart.
Well, I don't know if I'm just going to say it right here. The best music in the country is not coming out of Nashville right now.
This is true.
It's coming out of North Carolina and places like the Triad and like the Triangle and this homegrown, authentic music. So I don't think that I would encourage anyone necessarily, unless you got nothing else to do. And if you do go to one of those things, it's just one person's opinion.
Don't put too much weight on it.
It's your song. It's your song, and you do what your heart says.
What does your heart say, Doug? Are you going to play us another song now?
No, my heart says more bourbon. No.
That's the spirit.
I knew I liked
I
Doug.
got to drive home, though.
Wait, first, I have a question now.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
That's good.
But because we always ask the secrets of songwriters who come in here, and generally they don't want to tell us their secret. But I, reading your webpage, found out the secret to you writing these wonderful songs, and it's that you wear your pajamas as you write. Is that your main secret to success? It says right there on your website.
It does? Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, sometimes, there are times when I, have a little something comes in a dream or in my whatever, your REM sleep or whatever, that I wake up and I say, okay, I got to get that down. I got to know what that is. So, yes, I will I will jump out of the bed or lean to the side of the bed because there's a guitar on the stand
But you're not going to tell people what brand of pajamas because that would give away.
Oh, Target.
Target.
Yeah.
My dad used to call it Target because
Yeah, exactly.
he wanted
Yeah.
to say
Fancy.
he bought something very expensive at Target.
I prefer my Costco pajamas, which I'm wearing right now, by the way.
Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, mine are Costco. Okay.
Well,
there
everybody,
go.
we are
All
going
right.
to get to Doug's next song in a minute, but we're at the top of the hour.
We're almost at the top of the hour. We got 90
Like
seconds.
30 seconds.
You're always jumping
5
on
seconds.
Sitting
4,
between these two guys is the
3.
best.
This is WHUP LP Hillsboro. We are in our second hour, and we're so fortunate to have a second hour sponsor, Bob.
That's right. Hey, Doug, there's something over there next to you you need to hold up.
Spokesmodel time, baby.
Nope.
Not
Oh,
that.
No,
I like where your head's at, though.
And it's
Support-
not for dunking.
Yes.
You got to take it out of the bag, brother.
Yes, what he did for me tonight is lovely to start with.
Time out,
is
Doug. It's my
hazelnuts.
turn to talk. Hold on. Hold on. Support for Pass the Hat is sweetly provided by Matthews Chocolates, 104 North Churton Street, Hillsboro, North Carolina. Fine, handmade, handcrafted, artistically created chocolates by the master himself, Matthew. He made this fantastic bar for Doug. And Doug, what are the ingredients on this one?
Hazelnut with hazelnut, some kind of hazelnut stuff, and creme brulee ganache.
That is
very-
going to rock your world.
I just finished a bag of creme brulee coffee, so yeah, that I'm going to be all about that.
And Matthew makes one of these every week for our Pass the Hat guests, and that is the only way you can get one of these fantastic custom-made chocolate bars from Matthew. So if you want one of these fantastic custom-made, handmade chocolate bars from Matthews, you got to contact us and come be a guest on Pass the Hat.
Yeah, you got to learn how to
Or
write
if you
a
want
song
some
and-
other kind of chocolate, go Matthews Ware.
Stop
right down
by
the street.
Matthews. He's
They
got all
will-
kinds of
and
good stuff.
This will go very, very slowly. I'm on Noom these days, so it'll be like 1 square of it a week.
Well, the nice thing about those is they're broken into like 24 squares or so you can just give out one little square at a time.
There you go.
So, Doug,
All right, so this is a new one,
All right.
2022.
World premiere.
Somewhat bluesish,
I'm in.
more blues than my typical thing kind of is. It's called I Can't Figure It Out. Why did that girl in high school go and treat me so wrong? Why did coach call a run play on 3rd and long? If I'd have started, when I started, it's new, I said, tell you. When I started so late, if I'd known it takes so long, I can't figure it out. Why does my boss think he'll get somewhere acting like a jerk? Why did I order pizza when a salad would have worked? Why does buying a new guitar make my wife go so berserk? I can't figure it out. 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 It makes me want to scream and it makes me want to shout. I can't figure it out. Why do those folks in Washington just sit around and disagree when there's people out here hurting in this land of the free? And we keep on re-electing them, just you wait and see. I can't figure it out. 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 It makes me want to whine and it makes me want to pout. I can't figure it out. to get along. Divided we are weaker, and together we are strong. It just drives me crazy, think I'll go and write a song. I can't figure it out. 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 Why does no one really understand what life is all about? I can't figure it. I can't figure it out.
Well, I can't either.
I don't know. Doug Baker says he can't figure it out. I think he has more things figured out than he lets on.
Well, that led me to it made me want to ask you something. I was reading earlier this week and also discussing with a friend about what he was calling his prime of life. And he had just turned 45. He said, I'm so looking forward to this time now because I feel like I've got things in place. The name of your album, Navigating Life, knowing you, who you are, and that you live life with lots of joy, how do you feel your songwriting has changed from this point in your life from when you were younger? Because you've been a singer-songwriter for a long, long time. How has it changed, and what impact do you think is different or better now than it may have been before?
Well, I'll start that off by saying there's very few songs that I wrote however many years ago that I'll still do. That I'm not, I look at, because I got notebooks, I'll look at something every now and then and went, oh my God, what was I thinking? And it doesn't even make sense for someone who's 24 or 31 or whatever I was at the time. So there's not a lot of older stuff I kind of hang on to. But that being said, it's just, at this point in life, I'm willing to put in the work to make it better. Mm-hmm. I used to be of a certain philosophy. I mean, it's kind of the NRBQ way of doing things. Once you've written something down, you don't change it.
Okay.
Which and it can work, but a lot of times it doesn't. So I rewrite. I go back and look at things. It's not like massive rewrites. It's like I'll come back to something after a couple of days and go and say, what, that word doesn't fit, or that one messes things up, messes the whole meaning up. Let's change it to this. But I try to get it right.
Okay. It sounds like what you're saying is that you've developed a sense of patience and awareness for what people might listen to, and a better sense of awareness of what you really want to be out there for time. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Speaking of patience,
Yes.
you're beloved in the Triad, in the Piedmont of North
Oh, for
Carolina,
real?
generally as a teacher of stringed instruments, guitar and ukulele, and you take on very young students.
Yeah.
That, to me, is terrifying.
Well,
How do you make that first contact and get someone to start playing a guitar when they're 3 years old or 5? I don't know how young your folks are.
it's funny that you said that because I have kind of found where the line is.
I'm taking notes.
I teach at a private. I do. Okay, most of my teaching is in my studio, private, me on my studio or online. I do a couple of early afternoon hours, 4 days a week at a private school, doing after school lessons. And to be perfectly honest, it's somewhat glorified babysitting, with some exceptions. I've got this one new girl in second grade who is clever and brilliant, and she's like doing Lucy Bella. She's doing piano and she's doing this, she's doing that, but she's doing it all well. She's not sloughing things off, and she's a joy to teach. But they started sending me 3-year-olds this year.
Oh.
How's that working out?
That doesn't work. I mean, we have fun, because they're fun. 3-year-olds they're fun, but are they going to learn anything? No. I mean, I've got most of them playing 2 chords, so they'll be playing Polly Wolly Doodle until the cows come home.
Yeah, I'm very thoroughly in touch with my inner 3-year-old.
Yeah.
But I
agree with that quickly, don't I?
But that inner 3-year-old sitting down and trying to play a couple of chords on a guitar or ukulele, I don't see that happening.
Yeah,
not for me.
And part of this is from having studied music education. Also, you got to know learning styles at certain ages and stuff like that. So, an old 4, a late in year 4, and 5-year-olds, they can do it.
So is the idea really just to try to find a song that connects with them and teach them how to play it?
Well, there's at first, I kind of say what the songs are, because they need to be like 2-chord songs, and then you work your way up to 3-chord songs. So when they get around 3rd grade or so, they start getting where I can say, well, what do you want to play now?
Aha.
And I will say ukulele, that's about all you do. You teach a couple chords, you play songs. You teach a couple more chords, you play a few more songs. Guitar, I do take them through a book, make sure they learn how to read, because even though there's a lot to be said for just purely playing by ear and all that, I do think it's important, especially when you're starting young, to learn how to read, because it opens up more things for you later. But, this is why we get to things like... I know more Taylor Swift songs than I care to mention.
It's good news to a lot of kids.
You know what? She is quite a craftsperson.
Oh yeah, totally.
She knows her craft.
She writes
knows
a good
how
song.
to make a song work.
Yep.
So I have, and the same applies for Billie Eilish. And I've had to deal with some Olivia Rodrigo in the last year.
I'm going to apologize for that. I'm sorry.
Well, she's not the only one. She's not the only one. But and there was one girl, same age as Lucy Bella, but she was like, okay, so there's this new Olivia Rodrigo song. It's the guy that broke up with her in the last song. He came back to her, but then he's not really true about it. That's what this song's about. I'm like,
that was great.
And I'm like that. But it is about, and I have a lot of kids that just say, tell me what you want to learn, and we learn it. I bring it. I've got the technology at my studio, so I can bring up the chords and print them out and have them ready pretty quickly. And while I do it, I tell them what's interesting about the song. Mm-hmm. This is really cool what he does right here. And
I've heard you do that. You are really good at infusing music theory into the things that the kids love.
Yeah, I want them to know why things work.
Yeah.
And there's a handful. I've got a handful of my students, Lucy Bella is one, who I am trying to encourage to write. Yeah, full disclosure, I do teach Kim's daughter, Lucy Bella. I'm trying to encourage to write. And one of them, they are, I kind of said, it's about time for you to start writing. Because this person, they sing great, they play guitar well, the whole family does a bluegrass thing. But they've been bringing me, I don't know if any of y'all are familiar with First Aid Kit. It's kind of this 2 Swedish sisters that do Americana music. Their songs, and they bring me. I'm trying to be careful with my pronouns here. And they came in one time with a Dolly Parton song, and I was just so happy. But and I turned her on. Oops, there I go again. I turned them on to Waxahachie, and now they're playing Waxahachie songs.
Doug, are you taking on new students?
Always.
So people, how do they find you? DougBakerMusic.com?
Well, DougBakerMusic.com, and there are links for sending me a message there. I'm not shy about giving out my email. The professional email, the professional email is Doug@DougBakerMusic.com.
Excellent.
Easy peasy.
Well, we've learned a lot about your interesting teaching career, and we have time for some more music if you'd be so kind.
Okay.
Music, please. Yes.
Yeah. Let's do. Okay. I'm going to do. We were talking about songs that you kind of go, oh, that one's okay, and then people come up and say, oh my gosh, that's such a great song. That meant so much to me, and my cable was on the floor, and that sort of thing. This is one of those songs. And to tell you the truth, when I was last here 2 years ago, however long ago it was, I probably played this one then, but that's okay. Okay. Oh, no. I do this, sorry. No, what am I doing? Oh, capo 2, not 4, okay. All right.
It's one of those.
There we go.
All right.
This is called Doing Something Else. Finished school, had to make the rent, got a job where all of my time went. I paid the bills, but still I felt I should be doing something else. I even got married a time or two. Always had someone there to tell me what to do. I was working hard, but it was hard to tell when there'd be time for something else. Job turned sour, I walked away. I knew that soon there would come a day to do what I should have been doing all along, to pick a bit and sing my song. Where is it? There it is. Time moved on, friends and lovers did the same. Soon I had nowhere to place the blame. I took a look inside myself and then I asked myself, if not now, when? So here I sit, a better man, bringing forth all the music that I can. So go ahead and ring that factory bell. I'll be right here doing something else. Yes, I'd rather be doing something else.
I would not rather be doing something else. I would rather just be listening to Doug Baker music. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, this is a pretty good gig we have sitting here on this side of the curtain, and Doug serenading us.
Yeah.
Doug, I'm curious, your tuning on that guitar, because you have your capo partial, leaving the lower sixth string open. Are you in standard tuning?
I am in standard tuning. This basically makes it a drop E.
So you're on the second fret.
Yes, on the second fret, playing D.
And so
that's E.
That's E, and that's why then the bottom
low
string.
and out of tune in that case. E, Down at the bottom, yeah.
But then your standard chords otherwise look.
Yeah, and I can go to, I can go to an A like that, and it's still right. Yeah, I used to do this song. I would drop D and then capo 2 all the way across, but that made other parts of it more.
Do you find doing alternative things like this or sort of squeeze out new sorts of songs for you?
They do. It does. I'll do things like that, and don't ask me to play this song because I haven't played it in a long time. But I've got one that is right there, where I keep that E open, and I'm playing an A, capo to the 7th fret. It's that real droney kind of thing.
I kind of like
Almost
that.
sounds like open tuning.
Yeah, it makes it sound like an open tuning. I probably should mess around with some open tunings, but I never, except for drop D, I haven't really done anything.
Now, I've been admiring the guitar. I can't quite see the headstock, but is it a Martin?
It is a Martin. It is a 00015
Is that like a walnut top? It's
mahogany. It's all mahogany.
Yeah.
All solid mahogany. It's it was sort of their working man's guitar.
Barry Gray plays an all mahogany.
Yeah,
Martin
and
himself.
it's Woody Guthrie played a 15. 15 designates all mahogany. Woody Guthrie played a 15 guitar, so they were kind of the, put them on a piece of string for a strap, put them over your back, and ride the rails or whatever.
Yep.
So the triple, you say triple aught?
Triple off.
That's
15.
a really nice size, isn't it?
Yeah, I do. I have another guitar. I mean, it's an okay guitar, but it's not a great guitar that I teach with. That I keep in my studio. That's this shape, but kind of it's weird woods and not really a good performing guitar. But I like the way it felt. So when I decided I wanted to, I got kind of that point that, damn it, I've been doing this for years. I deserve a Martin.
So everybody, the standard guitar you might see is called a dreadnought, and if you see somebody like, I'm not sure, Emmylou Harris, one of those plays big giant guitars. I guess those are called jumbos, and but some other people like Eric Clapton and others tend to gravitate towards a more comfortable body style, and that the triple knot, and they have several. There's a Parlor, there's a, but this is a really nice compromise of a guitar, and plenty of bass too, right?
Yeah, it's fine. Plus of course I've got a pickup, so when I'm performing, it's running through that, so I can make it sound however I want to. But it suits me very well. My two main acoustics are this, and I have a Dreadnought Alvarez, which I was playing last time I came here.
I think I have the updated version of that. They're calling it the Roadmaster.
Yeah. I remember I remember looking at your guitar one day at 11:11 when I was kind of starting to think about it's time to get a guitar. I remember looking at your guitar for a minute.
Well, we want to hear more of it.
So got time, Bob, for
Probably one song, maybe two. If we can have a couple of songs back to back, that'll close us out.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let me think about that for just a minute.
a medley.
Yeah.
Why don't I do one of the new ones? I'll do. I don't know which one to do. I'll do this one.
I like that one too.
Let me tune this low E string. It's a little wonky.
While Doug is tuning, you can buy his new album at Bandcamp.com.
Yes, it's at Bandcamp. I will have my lovely girlfriend Rosser manning the merch table. All the merch I have is the album, so
Womaning.
they'll be available at the show as well.
So go out and buy his album. One album purchase is worth about 25,000 streams.
At least.
Yeah.
And join us
Okay,
here
that'll
next
do.
week. We've got David Richardson on the show.
Sweet.
All right, this is one of the new ones. And this is sort of about that typical post-holiday kind of malaise that you feel. You're trying to get back into your regular thing, and you can't. And it's called There, I Guess. I've been feeling out of sorts, like a train run off its tracks. Need to do the things I need to do to get my mojo back. I'm seeing a new therapist. We'll see how that works out. It's always good to talk to someone who knows what it's all about. I've got to start feeling a little more and thinking a little less. I got a ways to go, but I'll get there, I guess. Time to clean out my closets. No telling what I'll find. And in my dreams I'll rummage through the closets of my mind. What I need to do matters more to me than what I'm told I should. No one but me knows what does me the most good. Remember what's important and don't worry about the rest. I got a ways to go, but I'll get there, I guess. We all need a place where we can be ourselves, do the things we want, and don't leave them on a shelf. I've been there before, and I'll get there again. The place where my spirit flies and the music never ends. And start feeling a little more and thinking a little less. I got a ways to go, but I'll get there, I guess. And remember what's important, and don't worry about the rest. Got a ways to go, but we'll get there, I guess.
Nice sentiment. You got one you can roll right into, Doug?
Yeah, or as quick, fast as the iPad will let me. I'll go ahead and do the big rock tune. Let's do the big rock tune.
Oh yeah, we got the arena here. We're ready for the big arena rock tune.
And this is the
Get
old
my
one. It's the
lighter.
oldest song I
Hold
play.
on.
The song's about 25 years old. It's called Renaissance Man. Words came to me in a dream. Or the story. Well, I want to be a Renaissance man. VW bus circa 72. Orson Welles in the back of the van, asking my daddy what to do with him. He's a Renaissance man. You see, Orson, he's as stiff as an overstarred shirt from drinking too much wine before it's time. So I have to hide him under Charlie Mingus's bass. He's a Renaissance man. Well, I want to be a Renaissance man, touching all the bases, trying to understand. Oh, Lord, have mercy. Wouldn't it be grand to be a Renaissance man? Well, come on, bud. Let's hear you play that bass. Someone yells from the back of the van. I dare not move it at the risk of revealing that dead Renaissance man. Well, I want to be a Renaissance man, touching all the bases, trying to understand. Oh, Lord, have have mercy, wouldn't it be grand to be a Renaissance man? Not quite dead, but he's barely breathing. Still too early to start the grieving. A vital transfusion is on the way. He's gotta wanna get better someday. Later on, I wake up, realize it's just a dream. It's been 47 years since I wrecked that van. But I think that it's time that I try to revive that dead Renaissance man. Well, I wanna be a Renaissance man, touching all the bases, trying to understand. Oh, Lord, have mercy, wouldn't it be grand to be a Renaissance man? Oh, I wanna be a Renaissance man, touching all the bases, trying to understand. Oh, Lord, have mercy, wouldn't it be grand to be a Renaissance man?
Doug Baker, Renaissance Man from Greensboro. Buy his album Navigating Life on Bandcamp, or check him out on all the streaming services.
And catch him online, DougBakerMusic.com. And if you want music lessons, reach out to the man himself, Doug, at DougBaker.com.
Doug Baker Music.
I'm sorry, DougBakerMusic.com. And we're going to close out the show. We got another half hour of music that's going to be whatever happens to be on Doug Baker's playlist. So, y'all, we're going to close off the live stream. Anybody listening to the live stream, or I guess you watched the live stream, you should be listening to. Anyway, you can find us on WHUPFM.org or on FM 104.7 if you happen to be in Hillsboro. So, Doug, wave goodbye to the live stream, and we're going to jump into a little bit of